This is Townsquare Sunday. All of us have heard about Special Olympics for sure, but in Wareham they have a pretty special program going on that involves both special athletes competing and also some unified sports as well. My guest for our next segment, Mike Spellman, who is the coach of this Wareham athletic organization, if you will. Malcolm Montero, who is an athlete, special athlete, and Kareem Andrade, also a special athlete. Welcome to all of you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right. So let's start with Mike Spellman, who is the coach here. Mike, you've been involved for more than 10 years in Wareham?
Yeah, I've actually been involved in Special Olympics for well over 20 years. I came to the Special Olympics program in Wareham from Plymouth, where I'd been the head coach about 11 years ago.
And you've worked on this program. There's a bunch of special athletes out in Wareham who enjoy competing, and you have built it up, I guess, huh?
Yeah, well, Kareem actually was one of the ones who helped help us recruit more young men and women, largely from the Cape, because they had a program down there that some of the athletes, they had friends in Wareham, so they started migrating up our way, and we've really been blessed to have them because just some wonderful young men and women have joined our program in recent years.
And Kareem, you've had a good time being involved in this program. How did you get involved?
I don't know. I just heard from the grapevine that there was a team. I didn't realize there was a team in Wareham. So since I was from Wareham, I decided to just join the team instead of going from because I was in the team in Hyannis. So I left that team and went to the team in Wareham.
All right. Do you live in Wareham?
Yes.
All right. And Malcolm Montero, you have also been playing for quite a while, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Tell me what got you involved.
I joined when I was in middle school in 8th grade, just about that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much fun, and I kept doing it more and more and meeting new people around the Wareham area, Hyannis, and all those other places.
Very good. Mike, how many games we're talking basketball now. This is the tail end of the basketball season for some. How many games do you play? Is there a set schedule? Do you look for tournaments? Tell us about that.
Yeah, we do have set tournaments. Special Olympics sends them up. We have community games where we play 2 or 3 times during our practice season, which generally goes from December through March, and we have these community local Mass Maritime, Hyannis. We were out at UMass Dartmouth. Yeah. So we'll do tournaments there, and then we get to the regional qualifiers, which are usually a college close by, where several teams from the South Shore and the South Coast will get together, and they'll assess the levels each team are at. We actually have 2 different Wareham teams. They'll assess the levels of the athletes, and then that will enable them to place them in the appropriate division for the state games, which are at the end of March.
And you also have unified teams as well.
Yes, we do. For softball and football, we have athletic partners that come out and help us out with those sports. Basketball is just the traditional Special Olympics athletes.
So, Malcolm, what's your favorite sport? What do you like doing?
I like doing football mostly.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite sports.
And you do, so that's a unified.
Yeah, it's unified.
It's unified. It's flag football, I would imagine.
Yeah, flag football.
Okay. And you've had some pretty good games, have you?
Yeah, pretty good games.
Good. And Kareem, let's talk for a moment about what you like. There's, as you heard Coach Mike here, he talked about some of the sports that you guys are involved in. What do you like doing?
I like flag football.
Yeah.
Kareem's a quarterback, so.
Yeah, I'm the quarterback. 2 years ago, we played at Gillette Stadium. And we played the states at Gillette Stadium.
Mm-hmm. Have fun?
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
Right. Good enough. So, unified, it's not new, but in some parts of the world it is kind of new. But it's really the ideal goal, I think, for most folks who have been through Special Olympics or are looking at Special Olympics. People who are non-disabled, partnering with folks who have special needs, and playing together, building friendships. That really is the goal here, Unified Sports, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, it's really a wonderful program. We've been blessed by some of the partners we've had, just like wonderful, just really great young people that some have been the siblings of athletes, some have just heard about our program, whether it's through high school coaches or just through the grapevine, and they've come along, and we've had just great partners where we wouldn't have been able to compete in football at all because that is only a unified sport for Special Olympics, and so we've really been lucky there. And for softball, we wouldn't have had enough for 2 teams, but it would have been way too crowded for 1. So we used some of those same athletes to come alongside us and create a second team.
And the Gillette Stadium appearance, that was
2 years ago. We kind of rotate all the teams in the state. They use Franklin High School and Gillette is the 2 main venues for the state games. And so we generally flip-flop. 1 year we'll be at Franklin, the next one will be at Gillette. And we've been to Gillette, I think, Malcolm, probably 3 times now. Yeah.
So one amazing thing about this group in Wareham is the fundraising that it does. But first I want to talk with these athletes. You just got done with a basketball tournament, right, Malcolm?
Yeah, basketball just got over.
Yeah, and you raised a lot of money.
Yeah,
I don't know if you were involved in that, but
yeah,
yeah,
we raised a really lot of money.
Yeah.
And it was a good thing.
It really was a good thing, and all that money goes back to Special Olympics.
Yeah, sweatshirts, uniforms, and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Kareem, that tournament in Boston, what was that like?
It was fun. It's like almost like an all-star game because you got like skill competition, you like dribbling skills, shooting drills, and all that. Like then you have games, and like they tally up all your like how much and skills. They tally up all the points, how many times you did this, and
Free throws, 3-pointers, all that.
Yeah,
adds up.
Mm-hmm. Mike, and you raised a lot of money. Tell us about
it
that.
was. We had somebody that did a matching, whatever we raised. We actually wound up raising through these 16 biotech firms from the Boston area $500,000. So it actually wound up being about $1 million that went to Special Olympics of Massachusetts.
All right, Special Olympics of Wareham doesn't directly benefits from that money, yes, for sure, as do other Special Olympic chapters around Massachusetts. But clearly, that was a great deal of money, and the money came from biotechnology companies.
Yep, all around Boston. This is the 10th year, I believe, that we had that tournament, that BioBall tournament. We've been partnered the last, I want to say, about 6 or 7 years with Bluebird out of Cambridge, and we've really developed some strong friendships with those people. It's the same athletes year after year coming to see these guys. It's always like a great big reunion when we come together. And this year we were lucky enough to actually win the championship. We've been close a couple times, but we actually did it. So
tell us about that. Close game?
One of the games was close. The other 3 we took pretty well, right? Yeah, one of them was but one of them was, what's the team we'd never beat before? Was it
Cambridge.
We had never beaten them before, and it wound up coming down really to the wire. And who scored the last basket? Oh, it was Adrian.
Adrian's,
yeah, he had like 3 3-pointers in the game, and the kids, and that was to get us onto the finals. I don't think I've ever seen this group so excited as when we beat Cambridge. I think actually winning the championship was not as dramatic as beating Cambridge.
All right, you're listening to Townsquare Sunday. I'm Jim Phillips. My guests are Mike Spellman, Malcolm Montero, and Kareem Andrade, all from the Wareham Special Olympics offices in Wareham. Where are they located?
Well, it's just we don't have an office. The main office, Special Olympics Massachusetts, is out in Marlborough. It's just myself, and this program is actually started by Mike Turney and his wife and Elizabeth. And I came on board about 16 years ago. I came on board 10 years ago, but Elizabeth's the real brain trust. She's the one who does all the paperwork, so Mike and I can just go out and goof around and play with the kids.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
So thanks to her. Kareem, what do you enjoy most about Special Olympics? Is it the games, or is it being around people and sharing the experience with others?
The games. I like playing the games. It gets you motivated, gets you moving, gives you something to do besides sitting in the house.
That's right. I mean, I think one of the things that people with who are challenged in some way, developmentally challenged, they hate to stay home. I can't speak for everyone, but I think many just hate to do nothing. That's not what they want to do. They want to do something. They want to contribute in some way. And this is the way for these young athletes here to contribute. Malcolm, what do you like most about? Is it the games or is it the friendships you're making?
The friendships.
Yeah.
More. You get to meet like people around almost around the world, most likely.
Yeah, especially in the games.
In the games too.
Have either of you been to the national games or the international games?
No.
No. Just the Massachusetts games.
Yeah.
Just Massachusetts.
Yeah. Well, you still get to meet some interesting people, don't you, Malcolm?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Mike, you've been involved, you said, for 20 years.
Yeah.
What has it given you?
Oh, I love it. I've got 4 sons. My oldest, Tim, who's now 30, special needs. He actually had 2 strokes during delivery. And Special Olympics has really transformed his life. He started when he was 10. And I've just been, I coach in Plymouth. I coach baseball. I coach soccer with my other boys. I coach basketball. And this is the only one I'm still doing, Special Olympics. And it's my favorite. It's not even a close second between all the other sports and the championships and town leagues and stuff I've won. I love the fact that anytime you're with the Special Olympians and they just have a genuine appreciation for just being there with them and enjoying their company and caring about what they're doing. And I tell you, I'm more blessed than I think they are because I love it. My son loves it too. Mm-hmm. And by the way, my son, with the 2 strokes, he only used the left hand. In the skills competition, we got points. He hit 4 of his 6 shots from center court.
Oh, there you go.
Tim.
A lot of practice there.
Yeah, he shoots a lot.
Okay, very good. Kareem, when you got involved, was it? Did you just want to, have something to do, or was it? Did somebody say, "Hey, come on, it's a lot of fun"? How were you recruited? Let's say.
It gave me something to do because I first got involved when I went to the team in Hyannis for just basketball, and then that's all they didn't really have much other choice for sports. So then I heard Wareham had flag football and softball, so I joined over there. Then I decided to join the basketball instead of just floating around with 2 different teams.
Mm-hmm. And it's been good for you.
Oh yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah. And Malcolm, how did you? What brought you to Special Olympics?
I joined the basketball team when I was in 8th grade, I believe. Mm-hmm. And they gave me like a paper, and I just signed up really fast. So I just started doing that since now.
All right. Mike, the tournaments that you are involved in, you mentioned the biotech tournament, the bioball tournament, yep, which raises a lot of money, which is I'm sure a godsend for Mass Special. Yeah. But there are other tournaments that you're involved in as well.
Yeah.
Talk about those.
Yeah, the state Special Olympics state games, those are always fun. The kids get to spend a night in the hotel in Marlborough, and it's like herding cats trying to round up like 20 plus special athletes. And
yeah.
But it's that's really more about community. They've got a dance, and it's we hang out. I think you guys went 2-2, and my team went 2-2. Yeah. 3-1. So yeah, we didn't win championships there. Some of the competition, one of the teams we lost to was Cambridge, so that's what made it so sweet at Bioball, sure, that we beat them. But yeah, they're great. And the same thing for softball. It's like an overnight. The football is not an overnight, but yeah, it's bonding time with these guys, and they get to bond and have a ball and drive the coaches crazy.
Well, and maybe they do, but they, I think most athletic teams drive coaches crazy at one time or another.
Yeah.
So, Kareem, you're planning on continuing. how long can you be a Special Olympics athlete? Forever, right?
As long as I don't know. I think there's people that play that have been like in their 50s and 80s, I think.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
And so, you think you might stay that long?
If my body could take it.
Okay, good. And Malcolm, how about you? No plans of quitting, right?
No plans of quitting.
Yeah.
Hopefully my body can take it as long as it can go.
I think you'll be in good shape.
And one thing I got to say about Malcolm, I mean, unbelievable athlete. I mean, he played high school football for the Wareham High team. I mean, and I used to run, and I can't keep up with it. He's one of the fastest guys you'll ever see. And Kareem, nobody plays harder than him.
Well, that's great. Mike Spellman, coach, Malcolm Montero, and Kareem Andrade, all from the Wareham Special Olympics program. Congratulations on all your success, and thank you for coming in.
It's been our pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Townsquare Sunday will continue in just a moment.